Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to the Memorial Stadium once again for what is becoming the annual Fans Forum game. Rovers fans 11 against the City fans 11, and the respective captains Ian Chappell and Stuart Irch leading their teams out. Teams largely unchanged from the last couple of seasons. City winning one here at the Memorial Stadium 2 years ago. Rovers winning their game last season at Ashton Gate. I'm delighted to be joined this afternoon by John Malitsky. John, give me some afternoon.
Yeah, I really look forward to this. I think it's a wonderful occasion. I've really enjoyed the last 2 years, and let's hope we see another good game like we have in the last two matches.
Absolutely, celebrity linesmen as well. Two players, Richard Walker and Scott Murray. Richard Walker had some couple of months for Rovers, hasn't he? With the goals he scored.
Yeah, he certainly has. But Scott Murray's come in disguise, I think, really, hasn't he? He looks equipped for a burglary.
Yeah, cat burglary, possibly. Possibly. Well, the Rovers side then in goal for Rovers this afternoon is Robin Scholes. Rovers playing 4-4-2, by the way. Simon Matthews is the right back. Ian Chappell and Paul Richards in the centre of defence. Stuart Hicks on the left side of defence. In midfield for Rovers, Shane Bowden, Aaron Watts, Dave Miller, Steve Hoyle. And up front is Chris Watkins and David White. Do you know much about these players, John?
Well, the Rovers side, I think, is broadly the same as it has been for the last couple of seasons. What I'd be really interested in is the performance of Joshua Hart when he comes on from Tobago. And I notice he's got a long-sleeved shirt on there because I think it'd be a bit chilly for Josh this afternoon.
Yeah, everybody else is sweating and Josh is just getting ready to put his fleece on again, isn't he? But yeah, it's great to see him. He's been originally on the gas list, I believe.
Well, yeah, his connection was Ronnie Mauger appearing for Tobago 5 or 6 years ago, and that sparked his interest in Rovers because Ronnie, of course, was playing for Rovers at that time, and he's become, I would say, one of the most well-known characters on the gas forum.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see him over, and I hope he enjoys the rest of his summer and hopefully for himself a win for his Rovers side this afternoon. City also largely unchanged from last year, although they're going for a 4-1-4-1 formation. Probably their star player over a couple of games has been goalkeeper Rich McKinnon, the car salesman. And these last couple of seasons, he's been superb for them, hasn't he?
He certainly has. Rovers would have won both matches very comfortably if it hadn't been for his performance. It is intriguing, their formation today, isn't it? I mean, it tends to suggest that, like last season and the season before, they're happy to sort of sit back and then just play on the break.
Absolutely. Well, their side is obviously Rich in goal. Four at the back, that's Pete Smith, Stuart Irch, Greg Davis, Pete Smith. The man in between the defence and the midfield is Chris Jay. Pete Rowe, John Lansdowne, Brendan Mitchell and Matt Tannock make up their midfield four. And their lone striker this afternoon is Rich Langley. So that'll be an interesting battle there this afternoon. Warm-up games, both sides have had a few. City have had more than Rovers, and they've only lost the one game to the Bristol City staff. They drew 3-3 with Hull and Southampton fans. They beat a rival website, I believe, the Yellow Suburbs or something. They beat those 3-2, but they lost obviously 3-0 to the City staff. Rovers, on the other hand, just the two games, 1-1, lost one, played Bristol Athletic and lost 4-5. But beat City Darts 4-3. So that suggests the Rovers are letting a few in. Is that pressure on Robin Scholes?
It certainly is. The oldest goalkeeper, I think, that's still playing it. He's a good keeper, I think. He's last.
You don't sound convinced, John.
All right, no, he's not.
I spoke to him before the game and he looked absolutely wrecked, so I was a bit concerned.
I'll tell you what, Robin, he's on the Supporters Club committee, and some of the work he's done this season for us, for the Supporters Club, has been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And he's played a major role in getting some of the sponsorship today, Mark.
I did an interview with him here before the game, and he was telling me the website and the wristbands and various other things he's been up to. So yeah, obviously anyone that can give up as much spare time as he's doing, as well as being a long-distance lorry driver, he's doing something right.
I tell you what, I also, when he rings me up, I dread it because I know this is going to be another idea coming from him. Yeah. But, they're always good ideas. Yeah. And, the great thing about Robin is that he brings them to fruition as well.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He certainly has. The two managers this afternoon are both on the board of directors of respective clubs. City chairman, Steve Lansdowne, whose son John is in the midfield from this afternoon, has given up his Sunday. Of course, he's got an unbeaten record here. He's manager once. Won it here a few seasons ago on penalties. Brian Tinian took over before taking a big job at Ashton Gate, and he's done a better job as a big job than he probably did with the fans, didn't he?
Yeah, and of course his appointment was announced at last season's Forum game, and I remember ringing Nick Day, who was stood over the other side, and told him that Brian had been given the job, and Nick wouldn't believe me.
Of course, Nick made the actual announcement, didn't he?
In the end.
Rovers manager this afternoon is, I think he's Associate Director, Kim Stuckey. And Kim's had his first season on the board. How do you think he's done?
Oh, he's, again, absolutely fantastic job Kim has done. He's been a credit to the supporters club, a breath of fresh air. And again, Kim is someone, if he's got an idea, he delivers. Yeah. The only thing that I feel he's let us down a little bit this afternoon is what he's wearing.
I was going to say, he looks a bit scruffy, doesn't he?
Well, he turned up in a suit, and now look at him.
All right, he's going to go to Western after, isn't he? I'm sure of it. So.
Well, yeah, but there's enough sand on that pitch for him to feel like he's at Western. We were walking across it, Mark, weren't we? And it's really rough.
It's got to be the worst pitch in the Football League, I would say, in a minute. But it's miraculous. Rovers, first team level, have turned their season round a little bit, finished as high as they did, and they've been winning some home games as well. So from that point of view, it's not been a bad end to the season, and generally people are happy, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly the mood has picked up in the last few weeks, and okay, yesterday wasn't exactly a sparkling game, but that is the sort of game that maybe last season we would have finished up losing. The defence look a lot more solid, but of course, there are going to be changes, aren't there, during the summer?
Absolutely. Well, let's hope so. City, on the other hand, bitterly unlucky, really, weren't they? They were so unlucky not to do it. Brentford just getting that goal at the end, and Brian Tinian, you have to say, he's had a lot of stick this season, unfairly so, I have to say. I don't think he's done a bad job first year in management. Yeah,
I think he's in a similar position to that Ian Holloway went through in those first couple of seasons. A fan's hero, a lot of expectation on his shoulders. I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that, John. Totally agree with that. So the game very close to getting underway. Today's referee is Mr. Tony Monks, who had a bit of a job on yesterday as well, didn't he?
Yeah, fourth time this season. Tony finished up being the fourth official, and I think causes a great deal of hilarity with his warm-up routine. But yeah, I mean, we're very lucky at Rovers here that we've got people like Tony Monks, like Tony Mills, who entertain the referees on match days, and then, if things go wrong, the two Tonys can help and back up.
That's right, absolutely. I think Tony was the referee, the other Tony Mills, I think, ref the first game here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and then Tony Monks took over last season.
That's right, absolutely. So, all to play for them. Pride of Bristol is at stake. No other derby this season, apart from the women's games. I believe Rovers have come out on top on. Richard Walker and Scott Murray refereeing. It's quite an atmosphere. 500 or so people believed to be here.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Mark, this reminds us of how important it is to get both sides back in the same division, because I'm sure we all, red and blue, we all miss the derby matches, don't we?
Well, we've had Yeovil to put up with, and
it's not a real derby, is it, Mark? Rovers and City is the one that counts.
Absolutely. But last derby was a Rovers defeat. Scott Murray had a bit of banter with the section of the West enclosure. Both teams in their group huddle. It's gone all quiet.
The wheel of fortune will turn our way, Mark, won't it, eh?
Let's hope so. We've been saying that for 5 years, haven't we, to be fair? Been saying that for 5 years, and City not had such a bad run of it over the years. This season, by their own standards, not the best, but if we'd have taken that every inch, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
The season, like just missing out on the playoffs in the division above.
Yeah, but as we were saying, Mark, turn 5 of those draws into wins, and we'd be a little bit happy.
No, that's right. No, City yesterday, great result for them at Hillsborough, 3-2 away win. Very little to play for in the end, but it's still a good win none the same. Steve Lansdowne, speaking to him before this game, was very pleased with the atmosphere and everything else yesterday. So,
in a sense, that makes it even more agonising, doesn't it? To go up to a place like that and win and know that you just missed out by a point.
Absolutely. City then will kick off. Number 9, Rich Langley, gets the game underway, and City towards the Blackthorn end with Chris J, their defensive midfield linchpin. Pete Rowe winning the first free kick of the afternoon. Kim Stuckey not looking too pleased with that. City look like they're back 4, just sitting tight, not pushing too many men forward early doors.
It's very gusty out there, Mark, isn't it? So I think both keepers are going to have to be wary of the aerial ball.
I would say Langley's going to be the main target. Quite tall, isn't he, up there?
Certainly is.
Ball's aimed in at Brendan Mitchell and Van der Gas. Very red already, isn't he?
Yeah, and did you hear his knees creaking as well there,
Oh,
Mark?
no, not quite. Bad touch from Snedden. Ball down the channel, looking towards Chris Watkins. It's Watkins now on the ball. Shane Bowden. Ball back, swung in by Simon Matthews. Rovers put McKinnon under a bit of pressure, but he does well though, Rich McKinnon. You just get the feeling it's going to take a special goal again to beat him. It's a special one last season from Gareth Walbyoff. And I just get the feeling it's going to be another one if Rovers do get one today.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Mark.
Late challenge then from Rovers, number 4, Dave Miller.
Yeah.
Shackle and headed away by Matthews. City now, the ball forward by Lansdowne. Bowden gets his early footing. Not played much this season, Shane. He's given it up after today. He's hoping to last the 45 minutes you were saying earlier on in the week. That's a good bit of play from Rovers with White. Watkins is going to be looking for it in the middle. He's pulling away on the far side. Can he find him? Ball forward almost by Miller, but he's Bowden now for Rovers. Just looking to get that ball forward towards Watkins, and a good shape by McKinnon. And the ball's back with a City keeper. Good bit of passage of play there, John.
It was, and I was just thinking Chris Watkins certainly last season posed a lot of problems to the City defence, and I guess Rovers will be trying to get the ball up to him as much as they possibly can.
He's one of the younger members of the side, I would say. He's been impressive in both forum games so far. Ian Chappell there, another man playing his last season, I believe. Let's give somebody else a go. Rovers captain this afternoon. A lot of space City had there.
And again, I think Ian's a really important player for Rovers this afternoon. He was colossal last year at Ashton Gate and also in the first game here.
Yeah, Shane, I think Bowden played centre-half last year with him
for
long spells. But Paul Richards is getting the go this time. Yob. Not sure if that says a lot about him, but he was working with us yesterday up here for the Wickham game. Away by Matthews. Chappell backing up Shane Bowden. Shoving it back from Matt Tannock. For City this afternoon, Chris J is going to be important for them. He's just sitting in front of that back four, protecting them. Ball forward, it's a chance now. It's Watkins, can he get the man in space in? He can. It's a ball across, early shot. And it was a good move again from Rovers, and it was Watkins involved early on. Rovers left midfielder Steve Hoyle with a shot. Rovers asking plenty of the early questions. Miller finds Bowden again. Rovers play on from the referee. It's a chance now. Watkins, not sure if that was a shot or a cross, but Rovers still in possession. And that will be the first corner of the afternoon of Rovers, John. Very good bit of play. Yeah,
and once again, Chris Watkins, the danger man. Like you say, I'm not sure whether that was a shot or a cross. And Hallfield Gas, bit of a broadcaster himself, works for BHBS on home match days here and does the commentary with Van der Gas.
I believe that's correct. Enjoying himself, Robin, on the hospital radio. Another snippet he was telling me yesterday. City with a chance perhaps to get a breakaway. Yeah, Yob though, having none of it, and that'd have been some goal.
It certainly would have been, wouldn't it? But it's worth, with the wind blustering like it is this afternoon, a shot like that is well worth a try, isn't it?
Absolutely. Rovers bench made up by Kim Stuckey, the pie man Nick Day's there as well. There's a couple of little lads in between as well there, isn't it? It's quite a sight, isn't it?
That must be about, what, 35 stone between them? The two of them, I mean, not the four.
Rovers asking most of the early questions so far. And there's a chance now for Watkins. Good tackle though, coming in from Dexter Snedden. That really was a good tackle. His forum name is ball winning centre half, and you can see why.
He did. That was an important tackle there, wasn't it? And again, once again, Chris Watkins posing the danger to City.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's a throw in. Shane Bowden having a little conversation with Scott Murray. Ball's coming in from Bowden. Back across, almost away. It's a chance for Miller.
Worth a pot, Mark, wasn't it?
It was worth a pot. It's a shame, not quite Stephen Gerrard like.
That was Dave Miller, I think, swung his boot at that one.
Yeah, I used to think his Miller time name was because of Kevin Miller, but obviously not. That's more to do with himself. On the bench for Rovers this afternoon are Jordan Brain, Tobago Gas himself, Josh Hart, Gareth Walbyoff, who scored in both forum games so far for Rovers. Possibly feel a little bit of grief not to have been the starting 11 today.
Well, it's a strong bench that we've got there, the Rovers side. As I said just before the kick-off, it's Joshua Hart I want to see, and I've heard really good reports about him.
Absolutely. So here comes City now with Lansdowne, the manager's son this afternoon. Here is Miller coming away for Rovers. And broadcaster Hoyle leaving it for Aaron Watts. Rovers making a break for it again, and Rovers still asking plenty of questions. Vandergas with very little to do so far.
The game really at the moment is following the pattern of the last two seasons. Rovers all the pressure and City playing on the break.
Absolutely. Pete Smith just trying to put the Rovers throw-in taker. Oh, that was almost a missed kick, and here is a chance for Bowden.
Oh.
Shane would be disappointed with that, I would say.
I think he will. If he'd hit the target, I think that would have been 1-0 to Rovers.
Absolutely, I couldn't see anybody stopping that. He had it with plenty of power. Direction was slightly awry from Shane that time, but a pot worth having all the same. A bad mistake though. I think it was Stuart Urch with a mistake.
Yeah, I think he'll be lying in bed tonight just before he goes off to sleep, thinking if only.
Well, let's hope not for Rovers' sake. Rovers certainly though asking most of the early questions, and that was offside. Scott Murray absolutely correct there. I think he just strayed offside the Rovers man. Not gone down very well with the West Stand enclosure. I think Murray got it right though, John.
Yeah, it was a good decision. He just said it was about 6 inches, he reckoned. And now they're calling him a cheat. Well, I think that's very harsh.
Yeah, it's all in the name of charity. Incidentally, today's charities, a very worthy cause as well. The Froome Opportunity Group is a company based over in Yate. And they integrate classes and play groups for disabled children. And the other one is one that's very well known around Bristol, is the Big Appeal, largely broadcast things about on Radio Bristol. I know Radio Bristol will raise a lot of money for that charity, and obviously the Bristol Children's Home is another very worthy cause.
It's just fantastic that we've got an occasion like this. It's, you know, we've already seen it's been played in a great spirit, and worthwhile causes are the beneficiaries of this. And you know, the fact that the rugby supporters, Bath and Bristol now, they've taken it on and played a game at the recreation ground earlier on last month, I believe, and that was a fantastic success. And they've raised lots of money, and that was as a direct cause of hearing about this game. And I understand that they had a really good crowd. They played it after one of Bath's games. So, you know, it's something has started here.
Fantastic. And I think it's going along a lot more around the country as well, I believe. But Rovers now keeping the midfield possession now. Here's Dave Miller looking for Bowden. Watkins is looking for it. It's a good run from Chris Watkins. Urch is with him. Watkins gets the better of him. What can he do this for Rovers? And it's going to be another corner. Good move from Rovers. Good ball from Bowden. Watkins did the rest though.
Well, he just sailed past the fullback there, Chris Watkins, didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. Stuart Urch left for dead. Stu Sider. So that's the Yate Yob, taking this very seriously. He told me yesterday he hadn't drunk in 5 weeks.
Well, I did see a few of them having a couple of lemonades yesterday, Mark, in the bar.
Right. They can have as many as they like after today. That's a chance almost for Rovers there. And Rovers get a good block from the City defence.
The Rovers lads were being encouraged not to spend any time with their partners and wives last night, if you get the drift.
All right, okay. I've been listening to the Jose Mourinho School of Psychology. I'm sure the wives were chuffed. It's a chance maybe for City to get a break on now. It's a decent block. It's a good block there from Pete Rowe. And City now, good challenge again from Miller. It's a tenacious little fella, isn't he?
Yeah, great tackle that was. But Jose Mourinho and Kim Stuckey.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally heterosexual, but I think I'd rather go for Jose every time. Break on now for Watkins again. That's going to be a Rovers throw-in.
I'm glad you said that, Mark.
Here's Watkins again. Good header in now by Davis. And City looking to keep the ball under control a bit more. Lansdowne. And ball out of play by Simon Matthews. And we've had 3 managers now, Rovers. Steve Slade the first year. I think it was Kevin Spencer last season. And I have to say, Steve Slade's probably best dressed out of a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, I think, didn't Rick Johansson assisted Kevin Spencer last season? I think he wore a suit.
Did he last? No, I don't know. I think it was an away shirt he was wearing on the touchline, I believe. But Slade definitely shirt and tie the first season. Which is Steve Lansdowne's looking fairly cool, his shades in the tracksuit as well, isn't he? So maybe we should stop giving Kim so much stick. Rovers then with the free kick, Simon Matthews. Rovers right back. Relatively quiet game so far. And McKinnon, well taken by him. Good shout from the keeper. He's virtually running the side, I think, or assisting the side. Usual manager is Tom Ford. Steve Lansdowne likes to get involved on big games. I can only presume that's this game. Can't believe there's many bigger games. Chappell. Big bang forward for Rovers. That's not the first time I said that this season either. No chance for City to come forward with Pete Rowe. He comes inside there that time. And it was a challenge on Snedden there, which Tony Monks didn't like, and that's going to be a City free kick. Any idea how much money was raised last year for this event?
5,600, I think it was final figure. And chatting to Terry in the bar, they're counting up the cash already. And before today's game, he reckoned they were up to about 4,600 already.
So they're well on course to beat last year's total. Interesting comment from Rich McKinnon. I was just looking on a website a couple of days ago. He thinks this event should be a biannual one. That's to, you know, I can see his point. I mean, asking the same people for money all the time.
Yeah.
And
I felt 2 seasons ago that, you know, we couldn't ever repeat the atmosphere of that first game. But, you know, last season at Ashton Gate was exactly the same, and I think that's why they made it an annual event.
yeah,
But yeah, possibly.
I can just see his logic in it.
Yeah.
But it's fine if other people are getting involved. And obviously, Ian Chappell's given up the organising as well as the playing.
He's just done a fantastic job, Ian.
Superb. I mean, whatever it takes to get this game on, it doesn't just happen overnight, does it? It takes a lot of work, a lot of organising.
Well, I think they've been working on it since way before Christmas.
Yeah, I remember Shane got in touch with us 2-3 months ago about getting this game on. That's a long ball forward, and City looking to get in on the action. Van der Gas getting in nosebleed territory there for Van der Gas.
He's in trouble now.
Well, he'd get some stick for that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, cool head there from Stuart Hicks in the left back position. Yeah, what was Robin doing there? We'll have to ask him after the game, eh?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'd say Ryan Clark's position's pretty safe just yet anyway.
Yeah, but you know, Robin has not had a lot to do so far, has he? Concentration for a goalkeeper playing in this sort of game is crucial, isn't it?
Absolutely. And Rovers now, another opportunity to come forward. Another nice touch from Watkins. Never ceases to disappoint for Rovers. And Rovers, Davis coming away for City. Now this is a little break perhaps for Pete Rowe to get involved with for City. They're going to cut back inside. Another ball forward, which is tied up by Richards. And City Oak still coming forward. Number 8, Brendan Mitchell, trying to spread the play out wide towards Tannock. Their lone striker, Rich Langley, not getting an awful lot of luck at the minute.
I was just trying to think of a manager that we could compare Kim Stuckey with, Barry Fry.
Yeah. You do know he's not going to talk to you again after this, don't you? It's all right, I don't hardly know Blake, so I...
What, Barry Fry?
We'll be seeing Barry Fry next season, of course, with Peterborough relegated from League One.
I'm looking at Stuckey and he looks like an out-of-work ice cream salesman, doesn't he?
It's White for Rovers now. Another nice touch from the Rovers forward man. And Richard Walker says, no, that didn't go out. City line desperately appealing. Jason Smart giving Walker a bit of stick.
He's quite a character, Jason. In both matches, let's say he made a big impact.
EDR, East Dundry Red, I believe. Down is wearing the number 14. Well, I'm reliably informed by Rich McKinnon that he's turned up in the number 20 shirt. So straight forward, and that looks offside as well. And Scott Murray again flags up from the Rovers City player. Scott Murray, flag's gone up. The ball's gone in the net. Tony Monks is going to have a word with the assistant referee. Another feeling that Murray got to absolutely smack on.
Yeah. The only thing is, Mark, the flag went up and then he took it down,
Yeah,
and then decided.
Do you reckon that's a bit of South Bristol skullduggery, do you?
I'm saying nothing.
I have to say, I think Scott Murray got it right.
I think he did get it right. I think he should have just kept his flag up.
Rovers just need to get their concentration. Another good move though.
Yeah, he should have kept his flag up, and I think Shane Bowden just suggested where he should put it up.
A flagpole then, is what you're saying?
Now he's getting some stick from the crowd.
Best man last year at Brian Tignon's wedding. I wonder if Tignon's here. I've seen him earlier on. Could possibly be him giving him some of the stick. But Rovers though, still the team asking plenty of questions. In fact, they're asking all the questions.
Yeah, they are, and that proves really Chris Watkins' danger to the City side, because he did take the goal very well, didn't he?
Excellently taken. I kind of switched off slightly. I saw the flag go up, so Rovers still there. Stuart Urch clearing the City captain. Here's Shane Bowden now. Can he keep the ball in play? Another nice touch, that one from Rovers. Number 7, Aaron Watts. Chappell. Or Richards even. Bad first touch from Paul Richards. He won't thank me for that, I don't expect. But what are the odds then on a Bristol double promotion next season? What do you think?
Well, wouldn't that be great?
Be nice. Would be nice. But I have a feeling Rovers may finally do something towards the right end of the table next season. I think it's been a year of building. I think he's done that quite well this season, Atkins. He's had his stick, you know. It's been times this season when I think, well, can't quite see what you're doing. But he's certainly steadied the ship.
Yeah, and I think that's been the key. We've lost the habit of losing week in and week out, haven't we? And that's made a massive difference.
The main stat, I was looking at the Sunday paper this morning, the main stat for me that stood out was the games lost column. Only Scunthorpe lost less than us.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? We were saying beforehand we missed out on the playoff spot by 12 points. And okay, there were 4 or 5 draws where we actually came back, but equally there were games where we were leading, where we threw things away.
Yeah, and City, Brian Tignon, you'd be disappointed not to have made the playoffs, and I would say probably made a superb signing in Brooker for City, and I really think they'll go on and do something next season. Yeah,
I think so. But you know, like Rovers supporters, the City supporters need to be a little bit patient, don't they, and give Brian Tignon a bit of time.
That's absolutely right. So. Consensus of opinion is we both feel that something could happen next season within this area.
So, yeah.
That'd be good for Bristol in general. It's too long in the doldrums, Bristol, for the size of the place it is.
Well, you've only got to look at what's happened with Bristol Rugby.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a bit of a success now. Their crowds have gone up. A lot of interest created, around Bristol. And the same thing will happen with the football if both sides are doing well.
Let's hope so. It did in 1990. The City getting forward now. Rovers just looking to play their way out of trouble. Ball forward, it's defended back towards from Davis, finds Rowe. Ball forward again. Watkins is going to be the man they're looking for. And ball safely put out of play by Snedden. Sensible thing to do, really, with Chris Watkins chasing down your throat.
Didn't really have any option there, other than to put it out, did he?
He didn't have a lot on. Challenge that time from Davis.
Rovers have got to make all this pressure count now, haven't they?
Well, it's been a bit of a story of these games. Rovers have had an awful lot of play, awful lot of pressure. 2 goals in 2 games tells his own story, really. Bowden. Good shout that was from Simon Matthews. Matthews gives it back to Shane. Shane with a bad ball, but Ian Chappell was going to help him out, which he does. Bit of class about that pass, wasn't
cool
there?
heads, wasn't it?
What a bit of class that was, and a good header away from City. Rovers ball back forward. That was Watts. Look on his there towards White, and that's another looping shot, which just goes over the top.
I think I might have to go and have a chat with Robin to keep him awake down there at the Blackthorn end.
Do you want to ask him if he wants a sleeping bag or a bottle of whiskey?
He'll go for the latter. It's just fantastic, though, isn't it, Mark? That ordinary supporters can come off the terrace and play on a. All right, it's a bit of a sandpit out there, but the fact you can say you played on a league ground.
It's a bit of a pit, put it mildly, isn't it? But a lot of games get played here, rugby, football, and I believe there's 7 games this week on this pitch.
Yeah. Well, it's important to give as many people an opportunity to play on a league ground, isn't it?
Absolutely. Another touch for Rich McKinnon.
I believe they're going to do quite a lot to the soil of the surface. They're going to try a new mix, which hopefully should improve things.
Right.
The only thing is, Mark, just to put it in perspective, you've got to remember that this was a rugby pitch eight seasons ago, and I know some people are critical, but I think Peter Pryor's done a fantastic job with this.
We don't get many games off now, do we? I mean, the first couple of seasons there was regularly games called off here. I don't think we've had one at all this year, have we?
No, and I mean the drainage has improved no end. In fact, maybe the drainage is too good.
Yeah.
Turned up here for the Swansea game a couple of weeks ago, and I arrived at about 11 o'clock, and the centre circle was flooded, and I was thinking, well, how is this game going to get on? But by kick-off time, it was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has done a superb job, as Langley there, won a good header in between Richards and Watts. White just looking to get the better of Davis there. Davis gets the ball forward for City. City taking a bit of pressure off themselves at the minute, though. Rovers having to do a little bit more defending. Langley, the lone man, he's been supported well though by Tannock and Rowe, the 2 wide players.
Yeah, despite their defensive formation, they still have shipped a few goals in those warm-up matches, haven't they, Mark?
Yeah, City have, yeah. So they let on average 3 a game, really. I mean, let 3 threes and a 2 in, so it's don't bode well too much. Mind you, look at the Rovers one. They've let 8 in 2. So.
Yeah, Robin was complaining of a bad back.
We
know the answer now, don't we?
I was just putting it down to typing up all the websites all the time.
He spends a lot of time doing that.
Hey, say him here. Click out from Van der Gas that time. Ball straight back in towards from Langley, but it's nice and easy for the goalkeeper. Nice kick forward from the Rovers keeper. Flicked on by David White. And Rovers left back Stuart Hicks now forward for Rovers. Another good turn that time by White. And Rovers winning yet another free kick. Davis just blocking his way. They're lively, aren't they? Some good-natured banter on the terraces. But yeah, Rovers front 2 were really causing some problems, aren't they?
They certainly are, yeah. I was just thinking that, Mark.
Probably the best front 2 we've seen here since Roberts and Curtin, I would say. The 2 incumbents at the minute aren't doing so bad, are they?
Yeah.
He's a special player, Gogo, isn't he? He can turn a game totally on his head at times. Other times you wonder if he's going to turn up.
Well, he's got to be in the right mood, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
But I mean, some supporters are critical of his work rate. But was it 22 goals in the end?
You
can't argue with that,
no,
can you?
do for me. I remember the last player we all thought was lazy
Yeah.
here, and he went on to play at a much higher level. Ball forward early. This time, Rovers are going to have to do what to defend that. And that's a good chance there for Matt Tannock. He's a good run from the City number 10. But Rovers always favourites just to get their heads and something on that to get back to Van der Gas. Here's Lansdowne. Another ball forward, and Hicks not getting anything on it. Here's Steve Hoyle, he's losing out. And City ball forward towards Langley. Langley though, he's going to have to do a bit to get the better of Richards. You fancy Richards there? And Van der Gas, virtually running out his box. But I think he just got away with that one. Here's Lansdowne. Lansdowne, good ball forward, looking for Tannock. What can Tannock do here? He's up against Simon Matthews. Matthews got a chunk of something, and a good tackle from him as well. That's going to be City's first corner for the afternoon, and perhaps a bit of pressure for the Rovers keeper and defence.
Could be the sucker punch, really, couldn't it, Mark? You know, they've absorbed a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And now maybe a chance to create something.
Possibly be their tactics. Number 3, Snedden, is almost offering a short corner for him, but he's going to take it himself and pull it in within the box. And well pulled away from number 8. There's a chance for City there. Number 8, Brendan Mitchell, pulled away, get the ball back across goal. And nobody could quite get their toe on it just to give City that lead.
I think it was Simon Matthews that whacked that one out.
2 critical clearances from the Rovers. Number 17 then for Rovers then. And foul throw there, a bit harsh really in a game like this, isn't it?
I know Tony Monks, it's the laws of association football and nothing else this afternoon.
Alrighty, ho then. He was a bit concerned about the wind and the rain earlier on, Tony. I was saying you're looking forward to it. He said, well, it might get a bit cold.
What a Jesse, hey?
City look like they're going to make their first change. Can you see who that is? I think that is Pete Rowe gone off.
Jonathan Evans coming on, is
Jonathan Evans, is it? I think Nick
no, sorry, no, it's Dan
Martin.
Late change.
It's a late change around. Jonathan Evans didn't make it. And Evans, sorry, Martin straight in the action as well for City there, winning the throw-in. Well, that's news to us because Hugh Griffiths is number 17, but we'll take Nick's word for it because he's went and asked Steve Lansdowne.
I think Nick's been on the sauce as well, mine. So,
yeah,
I wouldn't trust anything that he says.
Started to go with a pie, was there?
Yeah. Right. He's had a tray of pies before the game.
Desperate Dan himself. So, we've either got Dan Martin or Hugh Griffiths on. I think it is Hugh Griffiths, actually. I remember what he looked like from last season. I was just thinking to stick a late reserve in and give him the first bit of the action was a bit of a surprise. The City getting a bit more involved in the game now.
Yeah, they certainly are.
There we go, bit of Caribbean flair coming in now. Joshua Hart then coming on.
Tobago Gas.
Yeah, it's a great chance going on down there. You've come a long way for nothing. Let's hope for his sake that he hasn't. I mean, one of the main contributors to the Rovers forum.
Yeah, he's arrived at a time when the club's fortunes have picked up, and it's been an intriguing thought that he's been reading all this doom and gloom, and he comes and I think the first game he saw was a 4-4 draw.
I have to say, I've always been impressed reading what he's always written. He sees a good game, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
He's not a mug with what he writes. You know, a lot of people, you think, what game you've been watching, but he certainly sees the same game I do, and Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the times he's never seen the teams until now.
Yeah, he's also been helping out Robin and Steve Hoyle during the hospital broadcasting, and I understand he's made quite an impression there as well.
Just imagine he's got quite a different accent to the likes of me and you. The City now, a bit more involved. A little tackle from Tobago Gas, and that's a decent strike that time from Brendan Mitchell. Always going high and wide though, but it's an opportunity for City to get a shot on goal. And on target with a bit of pace on that, you'd fancy that to go in.
Yeah, certainly. It dipped a little bit, didn't it, just as it went over the crossbar. He hit it well though.
He did, yeah. Him and Lansdowne in the middle for City. Had quite a bit of the ball from this afternoon. Here's Matthews now. It's a ball forward, looking for the main man Watkins. Miller's looking to support him. And
I think Chris was a bit unlucky there.
no, I didn't think he did anything untowards. And Dexter Snedden, the man who's adjudged to have fouled, was there to go for it. 50-50 ball. Tackle again from Miller. Ball aimed towards John Lansdowne. Another stuff for Rovers, and this time is David White coming off. The Rovers hero for the last 2 seasons coming on. Can he make it a hat-trick of goals?
Well, it shows the strength of the Rovers bench, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, he's always impressed me, Gareth Walbyoff. Gashead Gaz. Works for Boots the Chemist, I believe, up in Nottingham. Not sure if he's a product tester or he works in head office, I'm not sure.
Thought he was a student.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm sure that's what he put on his resume to me.
Well, you're not going to admit to being a student, are you, I suppose?
Well, I suppose not, no. Tax dodgers. Tax dodgers, a lot of them. Flick on that time from Aaron Watts. And good turn again by Mitchell. Got the better Tobago Gas. Ian Chappell though. Not a lot faces Ian Chappell. It's Miller. Pretty boy in looking for Watts, but it sold him short. But Rovers get another chance to come forward from Matthews. It's Miller again. Good move. Looking for Watkins. A decent ball. Stuart Urch though, aware of what a threat Watkins possibly could be. Straight across there, that ball out for the Rovers throw-in. Decent turn that time, Walbyoff, he got away with it. Looks like he lost it first time round. He's still got the ball though, Gareth Walbyoff, and that's not a back cross. McKinnon gets something on it. And it's left to Hugh Griffiths just to clear for City. Good turn from Walbyoff.
It was a good turn, wasn't it? He's deceptive for a big lad, isn't he?
You said it. Chance now. It's a decent opportunity again from Rovers. And it was that man Watkins again with that turning shot on target. That's a goal because McKinnon was beating hands down there, I think.
He certainly was, wasn't he? I think Chris Watkins just spotted him off his line. But that wind is really gusting now, isn't it?
It is. Absolutely right. Here's Josh Hart. Nice ball inside, although asking quite a bit of the Rovers number 8, Steve Hoyle. Not had too far to come, just Horfield Gas. Not as far as Josh anyway. Would be something for Josh to tell the folks at home.
It certainly will, won't it? You know, there can't be many people who've followed a football club
absolutely right.
for 5 or 6 years, from sort of thousands and thousands of miles away, and then find yourself actually playing on the ground.
Terrific, isn't it? Terrific. Bit of a story. Ronnie Mulgey didn't leave too many impressions here, but he's left one this afternoon, definitely. Another tricky bit of play from Watkins. He gets the better of City again and still keeps the ball in play, although Asking a lot of him there to do that and get the cross in.
Well, if only Ronnie hadn't got injured when he did, eh?
Well,
Rovers' history might be a bit different.
Could well be. Could well be. You're absolutely right. Did kind of go downhill from there on.
But he was, when he came back, he was never the same, Mark, was he?
No, he went there. Absolutely right. Langley. Forward by Snedden. As Mitchell was looking to get on the end of that one. Griffiths. Rovers, another good tackle. Plenty of tackles flying in so far. Another ball forward from Davis. City posing a bit more of a threat. Yob's having none of it though, and that's going all the way across the side of goal, or the pitch rather. Nice quiet game for the referee so far. Today's match ball sponsors, a lot of sponsors today's game. The match sponsor is Dando's of Peugeot. The match ball sponsor is Ermaki Showering and the Abbotswood Inn. So quality establishment, the Abbotswood Inn. Have you ever been there, John?
I think I have a couple of times, yeah.
I used to play football for them. They were known as the 002 back then, but not one to go in on your own. There's Watkins.
Like the Strongbow advert, eh?
Yeah. Chance now for Rovers come forward to Hicks. Nothing's coming of that for him though. Here's John Lansdowne. Block tackle from Miller, and again from Miller. Blow to the face, but he carries on playing regardless. Tony Mills doing what the referee yesterday didn't do, and that's getting out of the way. Josh Hart, ball forward now. Again, Watkins is the target, and that's a great shot from Rovers. And just inches wide again. Although the referee says that's a corner, so that's obviously taking a deflection.
Pass.
But do you reckon the keeper made the save, Andy? Do you? It's a good save then from Rich McKinnon. Only the best view of us all, really. He's looking at for a viewfinder.
Yeah, but then again, Chris Watkins did very well again. Didn't need to turn.
It's a real handful. I suppose Rovers' only fear is that he's going to tire eventually. But it's a young lad. You would think he probably won't. Tobago Bassett again getting a foot in, but City clear. Although it's all gone all the way out for a throw-in on the far side. 40 yards from the Rovers goal, so fairly safe from that point of view. Certainly Watkins is the outstanding player on the pitch so far.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a really good first half, hasn't he?
Do you think City will be looking to change formation second half, perhaps make it a bit more adventurous themselves, or do you think they're hanging out to leave it as late as possible and snatch that breakaway goal?
I think they're looking for the sucker punch, don't you? Like they did a couple of seasons ago.
Possible, it's possible. Rovers have got a history of taking the lead in this game. Last year, the lead was good enough to win it. There's a chance for the man who got both goals. Walby off there. Gets the ball forward for Watkins. And well defended by Pete Smith. Percy Parrott. Hicks. It's a decent ball in the box from Hicks, and Rovers not able to get anything on it, and it's cleared by Tom Ford.
Mark Stewart Hicks has been busy for the supporters club. He was part of the four-man team that did the "Where's the Money Gone" report.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, he's one of the accountants.
Yeah.
He's no duffer either then. There's Tobago Gas now with a corner over, and that's a good corner as well. And just looped over the top from a header from Dave Miller.
Josh will be pleased with that corner, I think.
Yeah, it's certainly the best corner of the game so far, I would think.
He'll have some tales to tell when he gets back, Joshua. I think he's had some very interesting experiences since he's been here.
I've read bits and bobs of what he's been up to. He's been all over the place, hasn't he? Which is only right when you come to a country so far away. Paul Richards, though, ball forward. It's a decent clearance from Paul. Under control, though, by Snedden. Here's Josh. Gets a block on it, and that's going to be a Rovers throw that time. It came off John Lansdowne. Scott Murray seeing that. Miller, though. Here's Gaz.
Yeah, one of the things that Joshua has done is gone down to Ashton Gate and watched the game
Yeah.
from the away enclosure,
Yeah.
and I believe City lost that day, I'm afraid, but I'm not sure who the opponents
I
were.
think it was a Friday night game, wasn't it? I believe. I can't remember, they played on a Friday recently. But yeah, it's always nice to enjoy all the delicacies town has to offer. Some obviously not so good as others, but he's taking part in all of it, and that's a chance for Tom Ford to get something on the end of it. But again, well defended by Rovers right back Simon Matthews. He's getting some good tackles in on that right hand side.
He certainly has, yeah. One of the
Chance, you should interrupt your set, John, because Lansdown's going to put the ball in and Chappell gets something on it. And Josh is going to do well to get anything on it. He does. And Matthews is the man looking likely to get rid of it for Rovers, but it's a chance for Lansdown. Ball across face of goal. And Rovers look to come away again. Sorry, John, sorry to interrupt you. What were you about to say?
Just a bit of trivia about Joshua and his first pasty, which I think he found an interesting culinary experience.
I think supposed to get too many of them in Tobago. You get diet lilt over there, but not a pasty. Gas, gas. Whoa! What can he do? The man of the moment. Good turn, good shot, but McKinnon was always behind that one. And City, game's opened up a bit now. Both sides having a go. And Dave Miller taking no chances then. He had a bit of time, a bit of space, perhaps a shout there. Would have been a pass back inside, but nobody gave him the shout. Did the right thing. Langley. Rovers reserves, Keir Underhill and Carl Zalek, not required this afternoon. That's Carl's right boot and local gas 2. Oh! Wayward touch that time when Matthews has done well up till now. His chance for Griffiths though. He's got Mitchell in the box. Langley's coming in and he's going to be disappointed with that cross. Good chance though.
Yeah, nearly opened up for City there, didn't it? And I was just thinking the sucker punch. This is going to be the sucker punch. But
could be. Matthews has been so good for Rovers in defence. Just a just a total miss kick really. He gives City that chance. Rovers defence marking just Langley out in a minute. That's a good clearance that time from Van der Gas. And Holloway's Barmy Army walking away from that challenge. Paul Richards, another ball forward. It's done well on the bat for Rovers. Of course, a lot of this side play football together, don't they, for Rovers? And Muller Road FC, I think they're called.
Yeah, I think so.
Good percent. I know Paul plays for him. There's a good percentage of the lads that do play as well. So from that point of view, they're all going to be fairly used to playing with one another.
Yeah.
Big day yesterday in Football League promotions and a few relegations aside. Are you surprised to see Torquay go down at the last minute? Heartbreaking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is a shame to see Torquay go down. I mean, with the resources they've got, the fact they got promoted and stayed in that division for 2 seasons. However, selfishly, it's a nice little trip next season, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, true, yeah. I mean, Leroy was senior. Obviously, I think he's respected by Rovers fans, and obviously he's very much loved by the City fans for what he did for them over the years.
And the Boots and Laces bar is the best on-site stadium bar in the country, in my opinion.
Myself and Mr. Rogers have had the odd pint in there over the years, and that was the only thing that came out of that for us yesterday. He texted me last night, we're going to Torquay again. I don't think he was wrong. I think
what we want is either an early August trip down there, don't we, or Easter weekend, something like that.
I don't mind the last weekend of the season down there, really. A away trip down there would be all right, wouldn't it? Depends how the season goes for us, I guess. But
with Rovers having been promoted the week before, yeah?
Yeah, that'd be nice. If we go down there to win a championship, do a Blackpool. Don't think that's going to happen, but we can live in hope. We can all live in hope. But the other big one, really, in our division was the Swansea Southend situation. And I was really surprised to see Southend having I went there a couple of Fridays ago. I just couldn't see a way they weren't going to win that league, but since then they've totally blown up.
Well, they just they outclassed us, didn't they?
Yeah.
How many goals was it they got against us this season? Something like eight, was it, in the end?
Yeah, it was
no, so I'm thinking of Scunthorpe.
No, Scunthorpe. Yeah, Scunthorpe got. I mean, Torquay scored a few because I was thinking off the top of my head now. There's about 5 or 6 ourselves. Played them 4 times. So,
but Southend really did look as though they were, just do it comfortably in one of the automatic places.
Well, I fancied Yeovil to blow up, and then again they end up winning the league. So, shows what I know. City out with the chance. Not long now before half time, so it's a chance now for Lansdowne to get the ball forward. Mitchell, Langley, and Ford are in the box for City. Just coming on the edge of it is Chris J. He's done a fine job for them this afternoon, just protecting that back four. And that is the last action of the half. And City are going to feel a bit of just allowed to get the ball forward and nothing else. But a good 45, John.
It was, and I suppose the talking point was that disallowed goal, wasn't it? Very close decision, but we think Scott Murray, despite the stick that he took from the Rovers fans, that was probably the right decision, wasn't it?
I think so. Despite his red exterior, I think I'll give him a bit of credit for that. But it's been a good footballing 45 minutes from both sides. Rovers, if it was a boxing match, they'd get it on points, I think, as things stand. But obviously, points don't decide anything at this level. All for charity, though. And Kim Stuckey, the 2 scruffiest men in the ground now.
Yeah, I think actually Dan Wright was having no, it wasn't Dan Wright. Who's David White. Sorry, was just having a word with Scott Murray about that offside decision.
Right, I think he should let it lie now. That's all history. Anyway, half time here at Memorial Stadium. Rovers fans 0, City fans 0. Well, welcome back to the second half. Evenly poised here at the Memorial Stadium. Rovers 0, City 0. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. Richard Walker and Scott Murray have also swapped sides now, so looks like Rovers have made a change at half time. Dan Wright is on it right back. Looks to be in place of Simon Matthews, who very ably kept Rovers at 0-0 in the first half. So Aaron Watts there, early ball forward. So Chacher Watkins early doors, and that's straight down the throat of Richie McKinnon. My co-commentator is just running around behind the goal at a minute, so you'll have to bear with me for a moment. Hugh Griffiths ball forward as I battle against a tannoy. One of the chosen charities, I believe, she's speaking on behalf of. Rovers just defending slightly here. Stuart Hicks just knocking the ball out of play. Actually, I've got a feeling that's AD Redmond has come on as well. So that's AD Redmond. Both fullbacks have been changed for Rovers at half time. So Wright and Redmond are on. Just giving a little break. Ian Chappell and Van der Gas. Just luckily there, Langley was looking to get in on the action for City. Here is Rovers' other international export, Van der Gas, born in Holland, hence the name. And Tobago Gas, obviously born in Tobago, so it's John Lansdowne then for the City free kick. Lansdowne then. There's a challenge there that could never have been 10 yards away, I wouldn't have thought. But Watkins, nice turn. City Richard Walker, must be something about the side. Walker gets a touch of the Murrays and gives a dubious offside decision. You did well there, John. You got up pretty quick. We were watching you run behind a goal not 2 seconds ago. You ever thought about trying that for the Olympics?
No, I think I'm going to have a lie down now.
Right, okay, no problem. And you haven't missed too much of the action.
I'm sure Andy Gray wouldn't go missing when he was summarising, eh?
No,
apologies.
No, he's usually having a glass of champers, I would say, at half-time.
Well, Mark, the bar is open downstairs, so it was touch and go whether I came back up.
I don't know, you could have brought 3 more up with you as well. But City, though, starting a brighter second half. Rovers defending a little bit more. And here is a chance now from Mitchell. Nice touch from him. Gets a better down right. Tobago Gas gets a foot in, but City can come forward again. And Griffiths is on the... Oh, that's a great chance for him. And he should have done better then, John.
If he got on target, it was in the back of the net, wasn't it? It'll be, again, like in the first half when one of the Rovers players had a really good... Shane had a good chance. You know, he'll be lying in his bed tonight, win, lose or draw, thinking, I could have scored.
That's a chance there for Rovers with Watkins, but McKinnon's out quickly for him. And that's a decent ball as it happens for McKinnon, and Lansdowne just beaten to it though by Dave Miller as Rovers can come again. There's Walby off. So a little bit adventurous from the Rovers front man that time. It looks like it's going to be Watkins and him leading the line again this afternoon, the second half. Paul Richards gets the ball nodded back and Van der Gas off his line smartly. Rovers are making 2 changes, John. The 2 fullbacks have gone off. Hicks and Matthews have gone off, and they've been replaced by Dan Wright and A.D. Redman. So that, as far as I can make out, that is the only changes. City look fairly as they were. That's right now. Gashead Dan.
Yeah, Dan Wright's masterminded the sponsor a goal.
Absolutely.
For the youth department.
Do you know how much that's raised this year?
I'm not sure. Obviously, picked up a few more quid in the last month
Richard Walker's
or so.
not done us any harm on that score, has he?
Absolutely.
Should have asked me, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
I worked that one out.
Yeah, I was just thinking the youth department, Mark, for the Supporters Club Player of the Season tonight. We had some difficulty trying to work out who the candidates were for the Young Player of the Season.
Well, no one's played, have they?
Well, yes, and really it kind of it points to a problem that we've got in the youth department.
Yeah, I mean Lewis Holding, we've had the most games, and he's had 5 minutes here and there, I suppose. 1 start for Lewis this season in league anyway. That was against Mansfield Town.
Whereas, probably going back 5-6 years ago, there would have been 6 or 7 youngsters under 21 who would have been getting quite a bit of first-team football.
Yeah, I thought yesterday was an opportunity really to have an experiment with some of the younger players, but
it shows how the game has changed in the lower divisions. It's
a chance now for Watkins. That's a goal for Rovers. What a finish from Chris Watkins. And Rovers, for the 3rd year running, take the lead here in the fans' derby, and that's Watkins' first goal, and that's come from a mistake, uncharacteristically, from Rich McKinnon. Van der Gas got away with his early doors, but McKinnon not so lucky there, John, and that's a great finish.
It was a great finish. He was always the danger man, wasn't he? And he kept a really cool head when he spotted there was nothing between him and a goal. Great goal.
It was a terrific goal. Chant of Watkins for Rovers, or Wells.
Ian Chappell urging his team to keep the tempo up.
It's a chance now. City got to come out now and get something back. Mitchell now for City. And Josh Tobago Glass just slips the ball forward there towards Aaron Watkins. Good play that was from Steve Hoyle. Here's Watts now. Rovers just slowing it down a little bit. Miller finds Tobago Gas. Nice touch from Josh. And the first sign of a bit of tension between Chris J and Josh Hart.
Not happy with the challenge there, Mark, was he?
No, he lent out a screen.
But all of a sudden, Rovers are knocking the ball around, aren't they? That goal's really put confidence in them.
They have now. Rovers now an opportunity perhaps to get the second goal. As Watkins again turns and shoots, but that time McKinnon behind it all the way. But yes, City now having to come out and attack. So it'll be interesting to see if they do get more men forward. They're having a go at it now. That's Lansdowne. There's Langley. That's a foul by Richards. If that was a proper game, you get a yellow for that, really, wouldn't he?
I think he would, yeah. Very clumsy challenge. Like you say, Mark, it'd be interesting now to see if the City lads push one or two extra players up.
City looking to make another change. And it is going to be number 11, Tom Ford, that's going to lead the field. And Tynecock is back on, so that's another swap. They swapped them around earlier on. City with an opportunity to hit straight back now. John Lansdowne with the free kick, and there's a chance. That's a touch from Langley, and just wide. Bad tackle, bad incident yesterday for Rovers. Christian Edwards going down, looked very serious, but no break apparently. It's just ankle ligament damage. So that's good news for him anyway. Hopefully he can get well over the summer, and even if he's not here, which we don't look totally likely if he's on the transfer list. Yeah,
well, I think it was a real shame that he had to go out on that note if that is to be his last game for Rovers. And I think the ovation that he got wasn't just for the fact that he was injured, but he's given us two good seasons.
Absolutely, that's a decent shot that time and was blocked. It's a shot coming in from that substitute Matt Tannock. And City been forced into action a little bit as on a forward attacking side now. And Rovers just need to keep their concentration defensively, and that's gone all the way behind for the goal kick to Rovers. A decent turnout today, by looking, there's a lot of cars in the car park.
Yeah, I think there's about 300 down there.
It's a good turnout, it's a good day. A lot of people nowadays reluctant to give up their Sundays. Rovers chairman Jeff Dunford watching it from the executive boxes, no less.
Yeah, the game's been well supported by the Rovers board. There's a couple of directors downstairs. Spoke to Colin Williams.
Yeah, Kevin Spencer is here as well. I've seen him earlier on. And of course,
Kim Stuckey letting the side down with his appearance, isn't he, really?
Well, I'd say Jess a lot better dressed than Kim, I'll have to say. Football managers do that though, they dress down to be on the touchline, don't they?
Well, I'm very disappointed. I think he's really let us down.
Chance there for Rovers. Here's Watkins again. Walbyoff screaming for it. Decent challenge that time now from Pete Smith. The City right back. And AD Redmond, Nerdgas is going to take the throw in for Rovers. What do you reckon that name's all about now?
Sorry, which one?
Nerdgas.
Nerdgas. I don't know what the story is behind that. He's usually got some very interesting views on the forum now.
Yeah, he's never shy to voice an opinion, is he? But that's good. That's what he's there for.
Yeah.
Watkins. Chance will be off, but it's well defended by Urch. One of the many players here now in his third consecutive game of these games. And that is going to be a Rovers throw, although Matt Tannock believes differently. Scott Murray gives Rovers the throw in.
He's having a quieter time over there, Scott Murray, isn't he, than he did in the first half?
Yeah.
Getting a little less stick.
Yeah, absolutely. And Richard Walker is in for an interesting last 40 minutes or so.
It's Jane Brown over the far side, another Rovers director, and of course the Supporters Club director.
Yeah.
And she's been busy with having the shop open, and the sale of the new shirts been going really well, Mark.
Have they? Brilliant. That's great news. City, new shirt out as well. I believe they changed theirs out at the last minute.
I think there was a lot of Rovers supporters voting for that strip on their website.
A chance for City, though, to get straight back in it, and that's a Great opportunity for Tannock. Gets something on it, but it's not dead yet. And that on target, you fancy that to go in because Van der Gaas looked beaten there.
Yeah, they'd be disappointed they didn't finish that one off, really, Mark, wouldn't they?
It's a decent strike coming in from, I think it was John Lansdowne, the City midfielder. And Rovers know they're still in the game here. They've got a real battle on here. City going for it a lot more. Virtually playing 3 up front now. The 2 wide men are really supporting Langley well. And here they come again. Mitchell that time, but Dave Miller clears up well for Rovers, and the ball just going out of play. Yeah, Hugh Griffiths getting forward well, as is Tannock. Bit of time for Tobago Gas now. Not the best first touch in the world. And Chris J have another tug at him as well. J complaining to the referee.
Yeah, the people in our shops, the supporters club shops yesterday, Mark, were working flat out from sort of 9 o'clock in the morning. It was a steady stream of supporters, and obviously from 1 o'clock onwards it was extremely busy. And then after the game, I think we didn't shut up until gone 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of people wearing the new shirts yesterday, and that's a foul.
Oh dear.
That time, there looks to be a little bit of
Handbags
between Aaron Watts and Brendan Mitchell. There's a few tackles. Ian Chappell marshalling his back line well there.
They will miss him, won't they, next season?
It's going to take some replacing as a back member, even just a member of the side, let alone the organiser.
Yeah.
So, but the referee just having a word. Since the goal, though, a few tempers are starting to fray.
Having a word, I think he was reading out the entire rule book there, wasn't he?
That was section 2, lines A, B and C, I think you'll find. The City, though, with the free kick, and it's Dexter Snedden to take it for them. Ball forward, Langley gets a flick on it. And so asking a lot there of Steve Hoyle, I think, to make something up with that. But going back to that new City shirt, a bit of a funny that whether they realised they made an error or what. But I mean, to be honest, a new kit. I mean, I don't dislike it. I wouldn't wear it necessarily. But as far as football shirts go, it's not so bad. And I think a lot of them are fairly pleased now with what they're going to be getting. They're not very happy with their new badge, though, are they?
No, no.
Not taking too much interest in it, but I just noticed a few comments from various people.
Yeah, this business of consulting and getting the supporters club views on it. The classic one really has been the pink shirt.
Yeah, unbelievable. Actually.
Yes, it has been absolutely incredible. And yesterday, a cheque for £5,000 was handed over on the back of that, and it's just been astonishing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have gone for it, but the fact that money is going. My sister-in-law's ordered one. She lives in the Shetland Islands. She's only ordered one because the money's going towards cancer relief. So, yeah, I would imagine there's some people that are going to buy it for that purpose alone.
But there were people coming in still at 6 o'clock and asking to be put on a reserve list. If anyone decides in the end they don't want their order, then we got a reserve list.
It's a chance though for Rovers to get forward. Welby off struggling though to get hold of that ball forward from Watkins. Would you wear one?
No.
No. That's an exclusive, guys. And nor would I.
Although my 19 and 16-year-old daughters have been trying to persuade me that I should wear one, but
no, I would leave it out.
I think it looked very fetching on you, though, Mark.
No.
And I could see Andy Warren wearing one as well.
Do you reckon? Be like a ball in a china shop, wouldn't it? Shane Bowden giving the orders out on a touchline now for Rovers. Not within his technical area, though. Whether that counts on charity matches, I'm not sure.
There's not enough room because Stuckey and Day are in there.
You've got a real vendetta, haven't you? City, though. Chats come forward. It's Tannock. It's a bad ball from him, and he'd know it as well. Ian Chappell. Alan Hansen-esque there. There's a ball forward, and you get the feeling that another Rovers goal could well kill this for City. Here's the goal scorer now, Chris Watkins. What can he do? Ball forward, and that was unlucky. I think Aaron Watts was the man looking to get on the end of that. Jordan Brain, hoofball style from him, gets the ball forward. There's Tannock again. It's going to be a Rovers throw.
I'd be really worried actually if Nick Day is giving technical advice over there.
Yeah. I just think he feels more at home with the blue half than he does the red half. He usually sits in with this sort of reserve official.
Well, I'll tell you who he really feels at home with, and that's the Blue Flames.
Oh, I see. Well, we've got a cameraman ourselves that quite likes the Blue Flames as well, so not totally politically correct, but...
I could gossip quite a lot at this point.
Nah, don't.
But I won't.
Nah. It's never worth it. Lawsuits nowadays, 2 a penny. Ball forward from City then. So ball, I think is number 10 again. He's been busy since he's come on, Matt Tannock. Sorry, Tancock. He's been calling him Tannock all game. Will be off, and Watkins going for the same ball. McKinnon is coming out, deals with that one better than he did which one that led up to the goal. And Rovers, Brain. And damn right, just colliding there slightly. So apologies to Matt Tancock.
Ian Chappell at it again, just telling the lads to slow down, slow down.
Chance now for Rovers. Ball forward again. And McKinnon just lets it run. Sensible from the keeper. It's a shot that time. I think it was damn right, I think it would have shot on that occasion. So, City's captain, he's gone off for a little while, and Wilkinson's on to replace him. Well, be off. That's going to be offside again, and not for the first time this afternoon. Murray got that and absolutely smack on.
But once again, Chris Watkins finding a bit of space.
Well, his pace is always going to get him space. I don't know if you know. Again, a Rovers side. We're going to got promoted today. Jason Roberts and Nathan Ellington with 2 of the 3 goals. They beat Reading 3-1 at home. How's that make you feel? Apart from pig's sick.
Pig's sick, yeah. Well, what can you say, Mark?
No, I'm delighted for the pair of them, to be honest. I mean, Jason Roberts has already had a go. I think Ellington will make a better go of it in the Premiership.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Jason Roberts, because like you say, really, he wasn't quite up to the mark in the Premiership, was he?
No. So, could be a summer signing for something like Wolves, Jason Roberts. Great player in the Championship. But it'll be interesting to see what the Duke does.
Yeah.
City, again, linked with Marcus Stewart this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking to leave. He's a City fan. I wouldn't write it off totally. It sounds like quite a long shot, and I'd imagine it'd be quite an expensive capture for him, but stranger things have happened.
I would have thought the wages would be the main issue, wouldn't it?
I would say so, but whether he'll want to play for him. There's a chance now. I mean, Dave Miller, that is some terrific defending.
Bit of afters there, Mark, wasn't there?
I think that's a bit of frustration, but Miller does well. You can understand a bit of the City frustration. That's Tancock as well.
Do you remember Nathan Ellington coming on as a substitute and hitting the bar?
Yeah.
You know, within about 5 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, and his first goal here. It's a superb strike, but it's like Richard Langley has gone off. And Jason Smart has come on, the man with no number.
He's a character, this lad. I think we might see 1 or 2 interesting things now.
Yeah, I think we'll see a few challenges. I remember last season, within about a minute, he had to go off with a bloody nose, quite literally. Took a blow to the face and his nose exploded, I think. So he could be the man to steal it from him. He was our captain a couple of seasons ago, Smart.
Did he not get their equaliser?
No, I don't think so.
I do remember him charging towards our goal with the ball once or twice.
Yeah.
A frightening sight.
Good push. It's going to be an interesting summer again with both Bristol sides, both looking to strengthen, I would imagine. City still looking for that centre half they've been craving for all season.
Yeah.
So it'd be a busy time for both Brian Tinian and Ian Atkins.
I think the key for Rovers though is who leaves.
Yeah. Maybe it'd be the same situation at Ashton Gate. But it's a chance now perhaps for Rovers to get that second. This Watkins, he tees it up for Aaron Watts. Good challenge again. And I tell you what, that looks, he's broken his leg or something there. He is absolutely writhing in agony there.
That looks very, very nasty.
I don't like
the look of that.
It looks, you can tell when somebody's down injured. Chris Wilkinson, he's only been on the field minutes, and that looks evil. It looks
serious.
Absolutely evil. Dexter Snedden there took one look at it and had to walk away. And seen something similar on this ground yesterday. It was a good, decent tackle from him, but he certainly came off worse there, and that does not look good for them, or more importantly for Chris Wilkinson.
It looked like his ankle mark, didn't it?
Yeah, he certainly. When you see players go down and roll around like he's doing there, you know that's not good news for anyone. And the first aiders very quickly on. And let's hope that is where Tony Monk's telling them to make a quick change. But that is not what you like to see. That's 2 days in a row we've seen something on those lines.
Yeah, it was. Oh, he's up.
He's up on his feet.
Oh, well, that's good.
Oh.
And Rovers have got the heavy roller on at the moment in the form of Kim Stuckey.
That's just to even the ground out, do you? Oh, it's nice, good to see him on his feet anyway. He looks rather sore. It's just this initial movement. I just say,
it was, yeah. You really thought that is.
That looks terribly serious. So Chappell has gone off. Be interesting to see how they cope without him, because he's really held them together back there.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe Shane Bowden would drop in there with his experience, but it looks like he's gone back to the right side of midfield.
Yeah. Simon Matthews is the man to come on, right back first half. Do you think he didn't fancy the challenge of Jason Smart?
Probably, yeah.
Rovers, here is Bowden now. Ball forward, looking for Walby off, but defended by Snedden. Not sure what that chance was about.
Watkins for Wales, I think.
Yeah. Urch now back on the field to replace the man who replaced him not 2 or 3 minutes ago, Chris Watkins, and he's gingerly making his way now back to the City dugout. I would imagine if he was more seriously hurt, he'd have gone straight down the tunnel, but it's nice to see he's not as badly hurt as we first thought he was. And then for Zealous, ball straight back in by Matthews. Watts.
Come on.
Finds damn right. Here's Jason Smart. Nice touch. And a ball forward looking towards Tancock. And A.D. Redman.
Nice turn and lay off there, wasn't it?
Side, it was from Smart. It's tidied up by Redman. He gets a second chance at it now. That's a good ball forward. And that looked offside as well. And the flag has again gone up from Scott Murray. But City allowed to play on. There's a chance for Mitchell. Can he bring City back into it? Good run. Well cut out by Paul Richards. He's looking for Bowden. Good touch from Walby off. Watkins is screaming for it there. Well, I'll be off. I thought saw the Evening Post headlines there and went for goal.
Yeah.
Wrong option there, John.
Yeah, that offside a moment or so ago, Scott Murray, I think, was rather distracted by the kids over there. But I think he made the right decision.
I think he was just off. He wasn't a lot in it. Watts now for Rovers. And the ball has gone out for a City throw. Another change for City. That could be Dan Martin this time. Ultimate professional, Nick, isn't he?
I'd never tell him that to his face.
City a little bit unhappy with some of the decisions.
Getting a bit fiery out there now, Mark, isn't it?
City desperately looking to claw their way back into this one. It's a free kick from Redmond for Rovers, though. It's a good challenge, though, from Greg Davis. Paul Richards, ball across to Jordan Brain, number 14. Well, that's, according to me, Jason Smart, but that's not. I'd imagine that's going to be Dan Martin. For our purposes, that's who he is.
And apologies if it isn't.
Yeah. He's got a bright coloured pair of boots anyway, orange boots. Turn from Shane Bowden, but he left the ball behind him. The City gets opportunity here for Lansdowne. Can he get a strike at a goal? He can, but it's always going high and not travelling the Rovers keeper. Still a fairly quiet afternoon for Van der Gas.
Yeah, well, he's not really had to make a save, has he?
No. Organised chaos out there. Good flick on, and chance for Bowden to get his head into that. Martin, ball forward. Jordan Brain now, perhaps coming away for it with for Rovers. Made an outstanding clearance a couple of seasons ago here. Goal line clearance, Jordan Brain. I believe he lives in the Forest of Dean. We're getting taken over by supporters club members here this afternoon. A man stood behind me now.
Look what the cat dragged.
Do you want to announce him or not?
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dave Hewitt.
There you go. Afternoon, Dave. All gone quiet again out there. I don't think anyone really knows what's going on. Looks like it's going to be a City free kick. It's going to be Dexter Snedden to take it. That's easy for Aaron Watts. And chance now for Watkins. What can he do now? The goal scorer. Here's Gareth Warbioff. If he can find, he couldn't, but he had the right idea because Aaron Watts kept the run going. Holloway's Barmy Army. There's Smart. And a big flick on.
Biggest cheer of the afternoon, that wasn't it?
It's a good flick on from him. Ian Atkins has quite often said this season he's looking for a big, strong centre forward. Do you think he'd give him a shout?
He might invite him.
I don't think he'd answer it.
Yeah, I don't think he'll
credit to him. But chance for Rovers and Tancock there. And that's a challenge again from Watts.
We saw a big striker on show yesterday, didn't we? Jefferson Louis.
We did. He looked wrecked after about 20 minutes, and he hadn't been playing much.
I thought he held the ball up
he
quite
did,
well.
He did a lot. I
was
impressed with the lad he brought in midfield out of Ginin. I thought he had a good game for us. chance though, this one, with Smart in there, looking to get his head on it. Van der Gas, perhaps this will be the first bit of action for him to be called upon. Tancott though with the ball in, and a good header that time by Matthews, and City, great chance for them, off the line by Bowden, and Watkins looking to take a bit of pressure off them and get the ball forward. Walby off screaming for it. Good ball, finds him. What can Rovers do to build on this one? And can he come inside? He almost did, but he comes back to Bowden. Bowden, no, bad pass from him. He's looking for Brain, and it's Greg Davis that brings it away for City. Yeah, Yob gets the ball forward for Rovers, and again he's going to just look to tidy this up for them. And under the circumstances, Paul Richards does well there, John.
Yeah, and Shane Bowden kept a very cool head there under pressure, didn't he? It was a really good clearance.
Yeah, a fantastic chance though for City.
Game's getting a bit stretched now, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and with City going for it, aren't they?
Yeah.
And we're back to where we were at the start of the afternoon. Not a bad front line for Rovers, really, as they bring him. One comes off, one comes on.
Well, they've given the City defence, all three strikers that have played so far, they've given the City defence all sorts of problems, haven't they?
Plenty to do. They've been a bit quieter this half. That's more the fact that City have been more. Brain tries to get something on the end of that, which he does. Away by Miller. White that time. He's had a little break and he looks like he's up for it. Early ball forward and Smart.
Still getting treatment over there.
The first aider is still looking at Chris Wilkinson on the City dugout. Probably thought the best place for him would have been in the dressing room, really. We'll have less place to travel at the end of the game. Van der Gas, though, not the best clearance in the world. And number 12 for City goes down, Pete Rowe, after a challenge by Matthews. But Rovers come forward with White this time. Watkins is in the middle if he can find him. He doesn't, and that's a decent challenge that time by Snedden. And a rare break for Rovers.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get the ball in there, but like you say, Snedden did really well.
City having a representative in the Divisional 11, Leroy Lita. Fantastic first season for him.
He's done brilliant in it, hasn't he?
Chance here for Rovers, and Watkins again. Good save, McKinnon. He's given them all kinds of things to think about all afternoon, Chris Watkins, and again it was him. Not sure what happened there, but
yeah, just getting back to Leroy Lita. Sorry, I stopped there because I thought we were going to score. Or sorry, Rovers were going to score. Yeah, he's had a fantastic season, hasn't he? A real find for them. I suppose the next question is, can they hang on to him?
Well, I mean, he's going to. I mean, Hull are looking at him, I believe, and Peter Taylor's been after him all summer. It's a chance for Rovers, and that's a good header again. And that time, I think it was Chris Watkins again.
Watkins again, yeah, the danger man.
A real thorn in their side, and that could have been his hat trick. All the chances he's had, plus the goal that was disallowed.
No doubt, at this stage, he's the man of the match, isn't he?
Yeah, no question. No question. Richard Langley comes back on, replaces Pete Rowe. It's a terrific run there to meet the corner from Watkins. No doubt Jeff Dunford will be telling Ian Atkins we have a bit of a find in the supporters team. And here he is again, finds White. That time White with a shot. That's a good save. No handball definitely there from Davis. Good block from him. Gets the ball forward. Paul Richards, decent challenge from him. City come forward with Mitchell. Here's Lansdowne. He has a shot, and that is straight at Van der Gas, who makes a mess of it. And away. Jason Smart will be absolutely furious. Sorry, that's Rich Langley. Well, it's the skinhead that threw me then, John.
Yeah, I think the ball just took a bobble just as Robin was about to gather it. He'll be having nightmares about that tonight, won't he?
The pressure's going to be on Van der Gas now, that's for sure. They're going to be having shots from everywhere. But Langley it was, and not Smart. They just missed it, and there is Van der Gas again. Gets enough on it just to take a bit of pressure off, and Yate Yob comes away for Rovers.
That's a damn good corner that, wasn't it?
Straight under the keeper's bar, and that is the place to put him, isn't it? Particularly in games like this.
And Robin kept his head.
Yeah, he did well there. He did do well. There's Miller. Hancock goes down, injured. Rovers carry on now. That's a challenge from Davis. And Rovers, we've got the man and the ball there, I think, Davis.
Yeah.
But
Dan Wright didn't look too happy about that.
no, it's a bit bigger than Dan Wright.
Yeah, I think Dan turned around and realised.
Yeah, I think it's probably wise. But Matt Hancock on the floor for City, BCFC Matt. And
we're running out of subs at this rate.
Tony Monks is having none of it. He just tells them to sit down and get somebody else on. Tony obviously going out for his dinner this afternoon or tonight.
The roast is on.
Yeah, he's in a rush. Throw in from Miller. Well one again by Davis. Miller shows no respect for size and has a go himself. And Paul Richards ball forward, looking for Bowden, and is Dan Martin, we believe. And well won again by White, just to keep the pressure on City. And I think that went out for a throw-in as well, which it did. And the keeper on to Stuart Urch. That's another challenge on the City player. But Tony Monks says no. Ball forward by Bowden. He's going to put McKinnon under pressure there. McKinnon doesn't get anything on it, and that's going to be a second Rovers goal. No, it's not! And I thought again there it was going to be a goalkeeping error that led to Aaron Watts getting a goal, but it wasn't. And here's Bowden. Can he have a go this time? Bowden does, and just wide for road. Bit of passion to play there, John.
Yeah, it's interesting, wasn't it? That ball bounced and it just sort of almost turned away, and I think the Rovers lads were celebrating.
Yeah.
Really, if they'd followed in when the ball hit the post, that could have been 2-0.
It would have been 2-0, but not sure if it
But
took
it did look as though it was going in.
I
Didn't
thought it was in from this angle. It looked a goal away, didn't it? But whether it took a bobble, not sure.
it turned like an off break.
Yeah, is that Pete Poir's fault or not? Caribbean Gas or Tobago Gas is back on again.
I reckon Nick Day stood on that bit of ground, and
You
that's what
reckon?
it was. Yeah.
He dropped a bit of pie crumb yesterday or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Potentially.
10-4.
They didn't kick off until quarter past. Did they?
We reckon there's about 10 minutes to go. Rovers look to hang on to the slender lead. Good touch from White. Ball forward looking. Again is the man who's causing problems all afternoon, Chris Watkins, and Davis does well under the circumstances. Just clears his lines for City. And Rovers just looking to make another change, and Bowden's gone again. And Stuart Hicks coming back on. Pirate Stew for ZFC, Zamora fan club. Shane's always got some interesting comments on the forum as well, John, hasn't he?
He's got some pretty strong views about one or two issues. Well, I've got to say, broadly speaking, I usually agree with him.
Yeah, normally, but perhaps for Tobago Gas, bringing a touch of Caribbean flair to the game. And City now with Pete Rowe looking to come forward. Here's Martin. Back to Rowe. And Stu Hicks, good tackle, just gets enough on it. Jason Smart's gone now. Have a wee rest. So Rovers with their two internationals, Van der Gas and Tobago Gas. Back on the field, both of them, and Hicks there wins Rovers the goal kick. I thought that was a good call as well, actually. There, I'm sure it did come back off of the City player.
Yeah, Urch is shaking his head there.
Langley, ball forward. City definitely supporting the Langley a bit more now. Here's Martin. What can he do to get something in the action? He gets the ball in. No City player there that time. Redmond looking just to tidy up a little bit, and he does that just at the expense of a throw-in, which under the circumstances could have been a lot worse.
Well, City have got to throw players forward now, haven't they?
And they're doing that, John, I think. There's 5 of them now in and around the box as Richards wins the header there. He could be the replacement for Ian Chappell, Paul Richards. Been impressive him at the back today. He's won plenty of headers. A good few tackles in as well, so maybe won't be as bad as all that, but there's a chance now for City, and away it goes from Jordan Brainer. Greg Davis took it full pelt in the face there.
Smart piece of work from Monkey Monks there.
Well, yeah.
Opening his legs and showing his class.
Yeah, well, it's the first time for everything, I do believe. Tony, a regular visitor to the gantry. Team sheets. Some stewards behind the goal now. Let's hope they do a better job than they did yesterday.
Yeah, but what a pincer movement took place over there.
It's unbelievable.
Or a wedge, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. Looked like there could have been a real serious situation developing there.
Well, but they handled it absolutely brilliantly, didn't they?
When it all dispersed, it looked like they were all about 10-year-olds. Anyway, controversially, Tony Monks changed his mind.
Well, if City get a goal, I think there'll be an interesting discussion.
The last couple of corners have been pretty good from that side, and that time he didn't beat the Rovers' first man, Stuart Hicks. And away, not quite so convincingly that time. I think it was Matthews with the clearance.
This is a good spell of pressure for City, isn't it, Mark?
A lot of concern for Chris Wilkinson on the far side. His girlfriend or wife's gone over now. So John's ambulance are coming round in their droves as well. It's a chance now for City to get a goal. Their corners are proving quite a handful for Rovers. And the wind's picking up. It's not exactly warm up here. You can see from that corner flag where the corner's been taken is blowing around quite a bit, and that time it goes behind. But yeah, quite a bit of concern for the Wilkinson. A lot of people walking around there. There's now 3 St John's ambulance men over there, or people.
I think he must be on his way to hospital, Mark, by the looks of things.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? So Steve Hoyle then coming on. Can't be long left now, John. Next 7 or 8 minutes, you say?
Yeah, not too far to go.
Header by Lansdowne, and Rovers just looking to get a bit more pressure. City definitely had the better of the second half, no question about that, as Colin Howlett would say. Stuart Hicks. Ball forward looking towards Jordan Brain. Here's Matthews now. Battling against Pete Rowe, and
oh dear,
that wasn't the classiest clearance of the season. Must be an interesting situation for John Lansdowne, the City number 7, when your dad's the chairman of the club. Guess be difficult, I guess.
Yeah, there's a bit of pressure there, isn't there? I assume he's in on merit.
Yeah, I know. He's been one of the better players, to be fair to him.
Yes, he's had a good game.
Yeah. 3 years running now, he's been in the side. He scored the winning penalty, I believe, in a penalty shootout when City won it here. As Wilkinson is taken away on a stretcher.
Well, Ian Chappell's coming back on now. I'm not surprised for the last few minutes.
Yeah. Tobago Gas has been on and off like a yo-yo, hasn't he?
It's the only way to keep him warm.
I suppose so, yeah. There's a chance now for City, and they've done it! It's a terrific goal from Brendan Mitchell. And City have pulled it out of the hat, and you've got to say, John, it's been coming.
It has been coming, and they deserved it. A good, very good corner, and what a super header that was.
Unmarked, and really Van der Gast having absolutely no chance with that at all. And they deserved it, if you ask me. They bossed the second half, really, and Rovers now with it all to do now. The same patterns emerging as it did 2 years ago. I'm not sure if we go straight to extra time or we go straight to penalty kicks today.
I don't know, Mark. I think the 3 matches, this is the best spell that City have had, the best half.
Absolutely, but it's a chance for David White perhaps now for Rovers, and another good save by the keeper McKinnon.
It's all happening now, Mark, isn't it?
Well, City have been given it everything to get back into it, and they've deservedly done it. Now Rovers have got to go back to the start again and look to dominate.
Kim Stuckey throwing his men forwards now, telling them all to get up there.
Paul Richards is joining the attack. Ian Chappell's in there. Watkins, there's Hoyle's corner. They're all getting each other's way a little bit. It's a chance for Jordan Brain. Probably less said about that, the better, John.
Yeah, and there was a player coming up behind him who's that, 17?
That is Simon Matthews. He's telling him, why don't you leave that to me?
Yeah. But Jordan Brain, I think he saw glory there, didn't he, to quote Andy Warren?
Yeah, could have been Forrester Dean Glory, not Latvian.
When I'm feeling a bit down, I always watch that tape of the Rovers goals a couple of seasons ago, and that's my favourite phrase from it, Latvian glory.
Latvian glory. We had a Latvian heaven a couple of... which weren't quite as good. Latvian heaven weren't quite as good, but Andy's got his own phrase book.
He's a cult, isn't he? He's a cult hero.
Yeah. We have nights out in the pub. I've been out with Dave before now, and every guy says, "Oh, I remember you did that one." No, that was Andy. Oh, about that one? No, that was Andy. So I didn't remember anything we say.
I'm surprised
unless we balls it up. Yeah. Which regularly happens. Rovers now looking to get on the end of this, and that's surely going to be the goal. It is a goal, and it's David White. Looks to have pulled it back for Rovers, and Rovers take a 2-1 lead. And Kim Stuckey has dug a hole in the middle of the pitch by kneeling down. And Rovers, surely in the dying stages of this game, beats McKinnon, and the City players look dejected.
Well, you've got to feel sorry for them. They've done everything they could to get back in their game. They've equalised, and you would have thought perhaps they'd go on and get the winning goal. But Rovers have kept their heads, haven't they? And it was a great finish.
Absolutely, John. Absolutely. Hard on City, really. And there's a chance again for Watkins just to keep a bit of pressure, and that was a little bit of afters that time. He apologises to Urch. I don't think Urch is ready to accept it at the minute. I'm not blaming him either. It was a late challenge. So 2 fresh goal scorers this afternoon for Rovers. Walbyoff doesn't look like he's going to get his name on the score sheet again. There's Jordan Brain, who could have got a goal as well. Decent challenge. That's Lansdowne again for City. Probably their best player on the afternoon, John.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I've been impressed with Urch at the back as well.
Yeah, he's strong, isn't he? There's the man on the ball again.
What a difference the goal makes, though. Rovers all of a sudden have lifted it again, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Challenge going in again. Stuart Hicks. Bit of space in front of him. Just looking to cut inside. Does well, Hicks. What's he going to do? Brain is looking for it. That's a terrific challenge coming in from Snedden. All bit two-footed, but still did the job.
That was a run reminiscent of Ricky Villa in the FA Cup final, wasn't it, eh?
It was.
You are old enough to remember that. Don't pretend you're not.
I was about 2 then. All right, no. So yeah, I do remember that very well.
I thought it was going all the way.
Yeah, it's a good run. But City not out of it yet now. Here's Pete Rowe. And this time, it's just run out of play. And it's a City throw. Corner flag's taken out as well. I think Matthews looked absolutely knackered there, as much as anything else. He thought, I'll just leave it. McKinnon, been quite generous really, the City keeper. We built him up a little bit earlier on, and 2 soft goals, I suppose. But
yeah, it'd be a bit disappointing.
Do you reckon he'd be in such a generous mood that he'd give us a cheap car afterwards?
Well, you can open the negotiations.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's all over. And Rovers, for the 2nd year running, have won the Bristol Fans Derby here at the Memorial Stadium. Entertaining afternoon, John.
Well, it was. You've got to feel sorry for the City boys. They came back really well. Looked as though they'd done the hard part by equalising, and then Rovers go up and pinch the winning goal.
Absolutely, John. Couldn't have really summed it up any better. Deserved it, their equaliser, City, definitely. And it was a well-taken header from Brendan Mitchell after Chris Watkins, undoubtedly the man of the match.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, he was. Yeah.
And he put Rovers in front and then just finished off by his other strike partner, David White, and it is the blue half of Bristol that is celebrating once again, and of course the other people celebrating are the two charities.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd just like to say I thought John Lansdowne had a great game, and Stuart Urch for Bristol City as well.
Yeah, terrific. And there's a lot of good performances going on there. I mean, the unsung hero a little bit, really, second half was Chris J for City. He took a lot of pressure off the back four, and he really protected them really well. But at the end of the day, we've given Kim Stuckey a bit of stick this afternoon, but he is the winning manager. Do you want to take anything back?
No.
Right. That's
Look at him, he's just a disgrace.
Dress down, John, dress down. He's off to West in a minute, have a bit of candy floss and a bag of chips on the seafront, but a very entertaining afternoon for a pair of us. Thanks for your company this afternoon, John.
I've really enjoyed it.
Guess Green News. Final score here at the Memorial Stadium. Bristol Rovers 2, Bristol City 1.